Will adding fire bricks to your offset smoker make fire management easier? I'm putting it to the test in this video, so let's get smoking. Welcome to the Smoke Lab. My name is Steve Gao, and on this show I do crazy barbecue experiments you would never do at home so you can learn from my trial and error. Fire bricks. Some people think that they help with a couple different things. They supposedly help with burning a cleaner fire, they maintain steadier temperatures, they allow you to burn less fuel, and they allow you to add fuel less often. This makes sense to me because I've used insulated fireboxes before on offset smokers, and I found that they often use half as much of the fuel that a normal uninsulated firebox would use. But is simply adding fire bricks to your firebox the same as semi-insulating or fully insulating your firebox on your offset smoker? Maybe or maybe not, or maybe the fire bricks do something completely different. That's why we need to test it out by doing an experiment. So to test it out, I'm smoking 2 sets of baby back ribs. For the control test, I'm removing the membranes on the back of the ribs and seasoning them with some Stuttering John's rub. Then I'm heading out to my Oklahoma Joe's Longhorn offset smoker and lighting up exactly 10 briquettes along with some wood splits. Throughout this experiment, I'll be maintaining 250 degrees Fahrenheit as my target temperature in my smoker. I'll be carefully weighing all of the fuel that I add to the smoker so we can compare the fuel usage before and after adding the fire bricks. And I'll also be noting down how often I went back to the smoker to adjust the intake damper or add fuel. After 3 hours, the ribs are at around 150 degrees Fahrenheit, so I'm wrapping them with some clarified butter and continuing to cook them at 300 degrees until they probe tender and bend easily. Then I'm placing them back on the smoker, saucing them with some Cosmos Q competition sauce, and I'm letting the sauce tack up for another 30 minutes. Those are some good looking baby backs. I'm pretty impressed by those. Okay, on to the fire brick test. The next day after the smoker was completely cool from the last round of cooking, I opened up the box of these fire bricks and I carefully laid them on the bottom of the firebox. I had to kind of chip off the ends of a couple of them to get them to fit. And then I also had to place the fire basket in first and then put the remaining 2 fire bricks on either side of it just so they would fit. But after I was done, the fire bricks were now on both sides as well as the bottom. Then I seasoned some more ribs and smoked them exactly the same as the control test. During this cook, I noticed that I could burn a much smaller fire at a much lower temperature without the fire dying down and producing dirty smoke. So the fire bricks appeared to be doing something. But after looking at the data, I found that the fire brick experiment actually used 15% more fuel than the test without any fire bricks at all. So this experiment does not support the hypothesis, if you will, that adding fire bricks to your firebox reduces fuel consumption. Second, the data showed that it didn't really make fire management any easier. I still had to add fresh splits every 10 to 15 minutes to maintain my target temperature, and I adjusted the damper inlet just as often with the fire bricks as without them. The one thing that I did notice, as I said before, is that when I was maintaining my target temperature of 250, even when it dropped down to around 225, I was not getting any smoldering. I was not getting really much smoke at all. I was getting a much cleaner burning fire throughout that lower temperature zone, which is very difficult to do in smaller offset smokers. So that was pretty impressive. And if fire bricks do that, then I think that's pretty useful. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Have you used fire bricks before? And in your opinion, have they done anything? Are you planning on using fire bricks in the future? Let me know. I'm very interested in your experience. Don't forget to subscribe to the Oklahoma Joe's YouTube channel. And until next time, happy smoking.